Hello, welcome back to my channel. I thought it was a little weird that I'd never come on here and introduced myself before. So anyway, hi, I'm Megan. Nice to meet you. I started to do YouTube, gosh, like what was it, just a couple weeks ago now? It feels like it's been very slow, but obviously that's just because I put out only one video a week. And I'm probably gonna keep that up for now. I've had a hard time doing this video because originally I was gonna be doing a Dior collection and I didn't want to do it on that day. I wanted to talk a little bit more about who I am, what I'm hoping to do on here, and why I started this channel. I know that TrainGirl probably seems like a weird account name. It is. But that all started when I was a weekend commuter a couple years ago. Before the pandemic happened and put me working at home, I was going down to work that was about 5.5 hours away by train every Monday and spending quite a few days away from my husband, my home, and living out of a backpack and a tote, good old trusty tote. I was like just keeping my stuff together. But I was consuming a lot of YouTube videos at this time, and I started to really move away from the ultra glamorous, unrealistic to me lifestyles. You know, I am happy for anyone if they're able to live like that. That's fantastic. But it started to put this like underlying pressure, and I considered myself to be a reasonably secure young woman. I got a degree in math. I was working towards a PhD and I was getting involved in my research, but I had to try to balance my home life, and that ended up taking a back burner. I used to be someone who would put on a full face of makeup, wear a nice dress, and always be really put together going into the office, and until I figured out how to look presentable while living out of a backpack, I was just a slob for the first few months because I was so tired. I wasn't sleeping well being away from home. You know, and as my life changed, I just didn't enjoy the same YouTube content that I used to. I couldn't connect to that YouTube content anymore. There are still a lot of bloggers that I really enjoy, but I started to move towards women who were doing this as a hobby, who reminded me of myself. They were balancing jobs and families, and this is just a fun hobby where they get a chance to talk about all the like frivolous fun things that they like to incorporate into their life. Like they're very normal, you know, low-key life. I decided to hop on here and develop content of my own. Obviously, I like nice things. I like fashion, you know, anything to make my life easier. My white Chanel bag does not in any way make my life easier, so clearly there's a balance here. But if I can talk about something and do a good review and someone else enjoys it, then that's great. You know, maybe I will make one more YouTube video, maybe I will make hundreds. I have no idea at this point. But I don't want that keeping up with the Joneses kind of mentality anymore. It doesn't work for me, and life is too stressful right now. A little bit about me. I have never been to Canada, but I've traveled all around the world for some reason. The very first country I ever went to was India. I went all over when I was 18. I've been to Germany a half dozen times. I've been to France. Emily in Paris was awful. I've been to Luxembourg, Belgium, Scotland. I would love to go to London eventually, really all over the UK, Ireland. I would love to travel more in Europe and Southeast Asia. I have driven my 20-year-old shitty car all over the United States. The longest solo trip I've ever been on was about 10 hours, just me and my dumpy Honda. It was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. I used to travel alone quite a bit before my husband and I got together. One, it was a part of my work, and two, I just really enjoyed it. I've actually been camping by myself. I have two very different sides of my personality. The like really girly, sparkly, loves makeup and handbags and that kind of thing. And then there's the camping and the outdoorsy side, you know, the person who is happy to wear the same pair of camping pants for like 5 days straight, you know. And when I was younger, I had a really hard time reconciling these two sides of myself because I thought you couldn't be both because that's not what's shown in pop culture, right? And we all are influenced by that kind of stuff. But now that I'm older, I accepted these things and they live in harmony. So let me think, what else? Oh, the summer before I met my husband, I went camping on my own. I went camping in upstate New York, and then I hopped on over to Vermont, again, all in my dumpy little car. I will drive it into the ground. I don't care if, you know, like the image isn't quite right. I drove over to Vermont and I booked myself this really nice B&B. When I was booking it, they were like, just you? Like, just you? I'm like, yeah, just me. Anyway, so I had a couple days there and it was fantastic. I ended up climbing the highest mountain in Vermont. I really needed this solo trip because stuff happened that summer that just, oh, it kicked me down. It kicked my confidence right down. And don't ever let anyone make you feel bad about yourself and then, you know, get back up. It was awful, but not tea. So I did that whole solo trip right before I got together with my husband, and thank goodness, because I think if I hadn't had that reset and recovered from that situation, I would in no way have been in the right mindset to connect with someone in that way. When I was feeling so disconnected from myself prior to this trip, I wouldn't have been in the right headspace to be with the man who eventually became my husband. So that is a little bit about me. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what I want to cover on this channel. I do love to travel. I like to have a busy life. I like even having a complicated life. The alternative seems incredibly dull. I enjoy my work. I love math. I'm incredibly passionate about math education and getting women involved in STEM. I've received a grant with NASA in the past relating to this topic, and I just want to indulge in all of my passions, fashion being one of them. I think it is so cool that we do things because they became fashionable 100 years ago. Like thinking about what Coco Chanel did for women and how they dress. Like that is why I'm willing to spend an obscene amount of money on a handbag, because it's connecting to that history that in no way, I mean, you can't carry the Mona Lisa around with you. You know, so this is the one piece of art that is so ingrained in our culture. You know, like the fact that we wear black dresses, you know, outside of funerals because she made that fashionable. You know, what all of these giants in fashion did for how we live now, it's incredible. So it's just something I'm really excited about. That's why I've started this YouTube channel. But okay, I'm getting really overexcited because of the fermented grapefruit juice that I don't know if YouTube will have a problem with. But anyway, that's a little bit about me. And hopefully next time I will have my Dior collection video. If any of this resonated with you, please consider subscribing. If you liked it, you might like future videos. Like I said, I don't know how long this is going to go on. I don't know if I'll be able to continue to make YouTube videos when work life is back to normal. When I am doing that crazy commute, I don't know what's going to happen, and none of us do. And that's why it's nice to finally just give in and like do all the hobbies and things that you were scared to do before. It's been really nice starting to make these videos. I really enjoy it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.